See if this works here, guys. I'm not sure if I'm live here, guys. Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know if it's working right. Yeah, alright, we're live. Sorry about that. It's weird how this setup is. I don't know. I gotta pull it up like I did yesterday. Hold on a second. All right. Let's tweet out the link. Good morning, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Kind of half awake, so it took me a minute to get the stream started. Sorry. All right, so pre-market, I went long this WKHS around 1995, I think. I think this is going to run again today, so we're going to see what happens with that one. I also bought this DKNG. I added to my position. I was already long. I am down on that right this second, but I'm not too worried about that one. That one, I think, is going to go to all-time highs today. We'll see what happens. I'm just getting some orders ready for out the gate. ZM is going to open red. That's going to be our bread and butter today. So I'm going to switch this chart over to ZM. WKHS. I think this is going to go red-green today, which would be a great move. So as I mentioned, I will tee up some orders and do my normal thing here. Looking for the red-green move. I'll look for a quick dip out the gate. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. It may just take off and go red-green, so we'll see what happens. I gotta do some math here. If I were to buy, let's use 450. So okay. All right, I'll start answering questions in one sec, guys, if you have any. Good evening for you. Oh, it must be on in another country there, bud. No problem, Francis. Good morning, Koala. Yep, ZM's going to be a good one. Get the orders ready on that one. So let's see if we can find some previous kind of support. C430 looks like support, but that's kind of far. I don't know that we'll get that far down to make the red-green move. The problem is if we get that far down on this, which I guess it's not terrible. But if we get that far, I'd be a little curious if it's even going to go red-green on the day. So let's just see what happens. I'm in no rush to get in this one. I might wait till it shows a lower high. I'll just see. I have to let that one play out a little bit. It's not the perfect peg. I didn't like the candle. Realistically, you would have liked to see it close up here somewhere versus down here. But the volume speaks a lot. So, and Docu is running. Docu, I think, is going to fade today, which will affect ZM. But who knows? So WKHS, if it, I'm going to risk to the low of the intraday here, or pre-market, I should say. 1972, I'll sell it there if we don't get anything. DKNJ, or G, I'm going to just sit in. I'm not going to move that one. AMD is running today, 94.10 right now. Apart from a few days after earnings, are there any other intuitive times where a red to green moment is like that? Yeah, so you say a few days after earnings, but once a peg is a peg, kind of always you want to look for it. It doesn't always happen, but if it will start to correlate with the market more as the further it gets from the day of its peg. So you could watch and say, okay, it's selling off today, but the market looks like it's going to take off. So you can go ahead and go long on that and look for the red to green move. You can usually see the pattern emerging with a lower high. That's usually your go-to move. GES earnings this morning looking to gap 15%. Could watch for tomorrow. Yep. All right. Here's the sell-off on ZM. Let's see if we can get a little more down to that 430 area. That would be ideal. I have comments down for a second, guys, so I can see the price action. 440 might hold, but I'm not going to jump in just yet. No, it didn't. Okay, so now we're looking for 430 maybe to hold. I may not even get that far down, guys. It may bounce right here, but I don't know yet. I'm watching the price action, so... Alright, I started in here on it. Maybe a little early, but I got room to add. I'll look to double my position in a second. I filled kind of high, unfortunately, but it's bouncing, so that's good. Facebook's going for 300 again. WKHS is moving nicely, as I expected. DraftKings is selling off. That's surprising. Like I said, I'm going to wait on that one. I'm not touching. I was already down on that position, so I'm not too worried about it. I can add to that. Actually, I might here. Yeah, I'm going to add a little bit to DraftKings. All right, so I just added to my DraftKings position. Like I said, I think that one runs today. WKHS looking good. I'll look to take that off shortly. I'm up 3.5%. All right, so ZM's falling some more, which is fine. The 430 area is what I'm thinking. I will look to go long here shortly. All right, I'm back in now. More ZM. Not back in. I never sold out, but I added to ZM. Now, if this doesn't hold 430, I'm going to sell it and get out at the loss. But for now, we're just going to see what happens. I don't even know where my position is right now on my screen. I can't find it. That was still updating. Okay. All right, so I'm at what I consider pretty much where I want to. I don't want to go more into ZM if I don't have to. I could, but I think I have a pretty good size position at this point. So we'll just see if it bounces, which I think it's going to. It looks like it's going to. Well, that's a bummer on WKHS. All right. I'm giving back everything on WKHS, unfortunately. Down to 1.5%. Hopefully it bounces a little more. Sell. Apps is selling off on my screen on the other side. A lot of stuff's selling off right now, which is interesting. Spy's down, that's probably why. Let me see comments. Yes. Stefan, you can wait 30 minutes for shakeouts. These plays do not. You're gonna miss them if you wait 30 minutes on peg second days. This is a very specific play that I'm doing. And if you wait the 30 minutes, then you'll miss it. Because as you can see, it dipped in the first 2 minutes here, 3 minutes. I don't even know what my average is on ZM. My account's not updating, so I'm not sure if I'm down or up, to be perfectly honest. I think I'm down, though, right now. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I'm looking for the bounce. Alright, so DKNJ or G is bouncing here. CRM, look for that to bounce. SE just sold off on my other screen. Alright, this ZM's not doing much here. I'm down. Looks like it's going to break 430, which is not good. Yeah, I kind of figured. Alright. So, I'm going to wait a minute. Probably should have sold it right there at 430, but I'm down a good amount right now. Yeah, it's unfortunate. They don't always work, but the market's not helping this situation. I think it's going to bounce. I don't think we're having an issue. Work to 38. Works very possible to hit 38. I was looking at that one the other day. Yeah, you'll find on busy days a lot of the platforms are slow. E-Trade has had some issues lately. Fidelity even has its issues. Like right now, my ZM position's not updating. I can see the dollar amount I'm down, but that's all I can see right now. Alright, I may take WKHS off here. Let's see what happens with it. Yes, everything's still selling. That's unfortunate. Oh boy. Alright, I may have to take a loss on the ZM. Let's see if it can gather a bounce here. I don't even know where support would be at this point. At 430 needed to hold. It did not. Alright, so definitely was early on ZM. Gonna take a decent loss on this one. I'm down about 5%, it looks like, 4.5%. But I'm gonna let it go for a second. I don't want to panic sell. It's one thing I don't want to do. There's always a pounce. Yeah, I could. Yeah, 411 looks like it's bouncing. This one's gonna squeeze today probably, which is M. Alright, so I'm down 3.5% now, 3% on ZM, which isn't terrible, but due to my size, it's a decent dollar amount. I went bigger on that one because I thought we were catching the bottom there. That's okay. I think we'll get a bounce here. I think my purchase. Oh, here we go. My position updated, so I can see now where I'm at and what I'm down. So I'm at 433.83 is my average. So I'm just gonna look to get out even on this position. I'm not looking to make money at this point. That was a bad play on my part, but hey, you know, they can't win them all. The market's not helping, like I said. If we get a bounce here, a decent bounce, I could see it getting back, but we might sell a little more here still, unfortunately. WKHS looks decent over here. I might sell that at some point here shortly. DraftKings selling off some more, so I tried to dip buy that one too. Didn't really work. No dip buys working today, guys. They may in the end, but this on the open, it's not working like it was yesterday. Let me fix this chart. There goes WKHS. It's nice. That will help offset some losses that I'm probably going to get in ZM. Although ZM, this is about where I were to expect it to show a little bit of a bottom, come up, show us a lower high, and then kind of go on. So that's why I'm kind of waiting on it. I don't want to sell into this, because if you sell into like a panic like this, I almost find every time you sell into the low, it never fails. So just give it a second. It should bounce, guys. If you wanted to go long here, you could. The risk reward is really good here. Maybe your stop loss at like 410 or something. Let me see if I can. I'm going to try to lower my average just a little bit more. It's a very small position, but I think it's going to bounce here. So now I'm in a little bit more on ZM. This is my max position. Like, I will not add anymore. I promise. It's just a matter of trying to get the position lower so I can get out. So, yeah, it barely lowered my average. It doesn't even show my average lowering, actually, which is odd. Yeah, it didn't calculate it in, I don't think. But whatever. Alright, so let's look for the bounce here. Pins is bouncing also. That sold off right out the gate. Apps sold off out the gate. Everything kind of sold off out the gate. So look for SPY to reverse here. It's also possible SPY goes back to red. I mean, it's very possible today that we see red. Which would kind of suck. Sent me a pic on Twitter. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't see that. So, I did not see that support there. So James just sent me a picture that says that, 412 is the support area. So that's good that it bounced right there. I wish I had saw that earlier. I saw 430, and that's why I bought where I bought. But if I had saw the 412, I wouldn't have added till down here, which would have been a better ad. How am I red on WKHS? Look at this. This is crazy. Oh my goodness, I'm selling it. This stock. Alright, I'm out WKHS. That's annoying. I was up a bunch on that one this morning. Anyways, so I lost 3% on that trade. But that's alright. We move on. That's what we do. Can't dwell on trades. Alright, so now we look for a pullback. I don't know, maybe 420, 418, hold, and then reverse higher. Maybe a little consolidation would be nice. That sucks on that WKHS. I should have sold it when it spiked. Yep. That one's dead. At least for now. It'll give another trade opportunity at some point. But that's some hardcore selling right there. 19 breaks. It's going to really go down. Is what it is. Alright, let's look at some other positions here. So DraftKings kind of even on my ad there. Waiting for that to bounce a little bit. Wait, I had it there and there. Right? Yeah. I'm not even on that. So my ad was at 42, it looks like, today. 42 and 40. So 41 is my average for the ads today. About. ATVI looks like it might break out today. It's a good one to watch. I'm going to pull. I've been in this one for way too long, and it finally looks like it might be breaking here at 84. Or, I thought 84 is the break. Maybe I'm thinking 86, 85. Well, it still could do it today, but we'll see. Alright, come on, bounce. Nice little lower high here would set this off as long as it gets back above 425. AMC gave nothing back here. It's just going. Yeah, there's probably some short sellers at 21 if I were to guess. But usually when you see something like this, like a newsletter or something went short, and that's why it just got crushed. Hit 21 and died, yeah. AMC was due for a bounce, I believe. Yeah. Did it have earnings today? Is that why it's up? Or is this just a big break? Yeah, it's just a decent break here. That $8 area is big on it. I mean, they're beaten down, so it's probably like more like a dead cat bounce is what they call those. All right, so I think this is a lower high here. I think we might be good on this trade. We should be able to get out even. Facebook going back up. I may take profits on Facebook soon. I was only looking for the 300 move, maybe 305 at the most. I had already made money on it on the way up, and then I decided to get back in. Yeah, so the SPAQ, those Q ones run in tandem usually. I was in this at I think like $10 a share earlier. Yeah, I bought in here somewhere at one point, but it kind of just lulled me out because it was boring. But yeah, it's probably gonna run. I won't play that one, but it's probably a good play if you want to risk it. We're getting more sell-off here across the board, it looks like. So I don't know if the indices are pulling or what. Yeah. So you don't want to panic sell. I know it sucks to be down, but realistically, we know the trade is supposed to do. You know, we're looking for a trade, right? A red-green move. We know it's going to bounce a little bit. It's just a matter of when, and can we handle taking the loss until then? It's not a loss till you sell it, guys. And I mean, you wait 3 weeks from now, and I bet you this will be higher than 470. So it's just a matter of, do you want to tie up equity that long? Sometimes, if you get stuck in it or not. We didn't get a lower high there, so this may still sell off more. which kind of sucks. Unfortunately, I may have to take the loss. If 400 tests, I will, and breaks, I will 100% sell it for a big loss at that point. Sorry, I just got an email here I'm reading real quick. Alright, shit. We're gonna test again. Bummer, man. When a trade goes against you and you're in for size, it's never good. But, you know, what can you do? You could add, but I am already in for size, like I said, so I won't do that. I'll look to get out. Maybe if it gets back, well, let's just see what happens. I'm not gonna say anything yet because I constantly change my mind too. So, man, I thought this M was gonna squeeze pretty hard today, but there's a lot of selling. They reported better than expected, or less than expected losses, which is good. And it did move it, but not enough. AMD, I was tempted to take some off at the open, and I didn't, and now it's down $2 a share. Oh well. I may take AMD off to offset the ZM, just because I know I'm going to take a loss on ZM at this point. Oh man, I'm so stuffy today, guys. I apologize. I don't know why my nose is not cooperating. Alright. Man, even Pins is selling up. I thought Pins was going to be a good one. Yeah, right. It's way too early. Way too early. I'm on Central Time, so it's an hour earlier than most people. And as I expected, this Docu is causing ZM to sell off. And I knew Docu was going to go red today. Because that's run up way too much. So now I'm down, oh boy, almost 5% on ZM. And that's where I'm going to cut my loss. Just about teeing up an order. See if this 410 holds. If it doesn't, I'll probably ditch this. I mean, I can't let it go against me too long. 5%. You know, my 1 to 5% rule works both ways, guys. WKHS still selling off up here at 1870 now. But we did get a bounce at 410 a little bit. Let's see if it holds. I got red across the board, man. It's pretty interesting. So today would be a good day. Yeah, sorry, dude. Yeah, ZM, unfortunately, it did hold that 410, and that's the number I was looking at because it's kind of a round number versus that 412. So we'll see if we can. I mean, I still think it might break, so it may still be a good sell for you. But I'm gonna wait a few more minutes here. Today would be, who said it? Someone earlier said, Always wait 30 minutes for shakeouts. You are not wrong, my friend. Today, especially. So this play, like I said earlier, you can't wait 30 minutes for, unless you're in a situation like today. Yesterday, this worked also when we got a good bounce. Today, not so much. So waiting 30 minutes would be a good idea. But we didn't, so we got to try to get out at a decent price. And I think we'll be able to. The market, the SPY as a whole, is kind of holding right here. So I'm curious if we get a bounce here, if we get a decent bounce across the board, everything starts coming back a little bit. But we could just as well sell here. Do I have anything that's actually up today? Nvidia. They're crushing it, so that's kind of expected. Yeah, just a ugly red day. Sometimes when you get a red day like this, it's good to look at. Let's see. What are we gonna look at? So, go to Twitter real quick. Pull up my little cheat sheet that's on pinned at the top. And oh yeah, I would say let's check out XPXU. You could go along this. This is the reverse 3 times SPY. Obviously, it's getting crushed lately because SPY's been up, but you could kind of go along that if you think the market's going to pull. One of my favorites to trade on red days. Yeah, see, it's already moving. TZA. This one's fun to trade. It's due for a big bounce here, I would think soon, which means we're going to get a big market pullback. You can see this during March. This thing went nuts. And we've just kind of been fading since. I don't think we're going to get a pullback like that by any means. But temporarily intraday kind of pullbacks, this is a good one to play. So if this comes back and tests like 1550, you could go long. And you're looking to scalp that one. Don't look to make a ton of money on it. 410.68 is the low from the earnings gap. 410.68 is the low from the earnings gap. It is? Oh, right here. Out the gate yesterday. Yeah. So we could see that's why I think this is a good bounce number and why I'm kind of letting this play out a little bit. I'm already down big. So what's another couple $100, in the scheme of things when I'm losing thousands? So I'd rather wait and see if it bounces, and if it does, great. I'm not losing as much as I could have. App selling off completely here. I don't know if you guys see that. This could be a good bounce candidate off this 23 area, 2250. For the reverse back up. Yeah. You could go long this here for a nice reversal, possibly. As long as the market cooperates, which it's not. Never does when you need it to. QQQ's testing the gap. Yeah. Yeah, it lost it. Yeah, so that should bounce here shortly too. Well, that would be good. Yeah, AMD selling off pretty hard right now, back to 89. I lost about 2 or 3% on that one today from its highs. Yeah, once we get a bounce in this, I think we're at our lows for the day. Because tech's been driving everything, so I haven't checked Twitter really much. I want to go check in real quick and see what's going on. So now is a good day to look for stocks that were near their like 200 or 50 MA and lost it and can now claw back throughout the day, and they make a hammer candle. And those are great candidates for reversals. So if you can find stocks like that, it's great. Like SPCE could be one. I'll show you a chart on that, and we're getting a nice bounce here. I'll show you a chart on that and what I mean. So if we pull up SPCE here. All right, see, so it went through this 200 MA. Now, previous this 200 AM was support, so you can see. So what you look for here is if we continue the sell-off, which would be more ideal than anything, because it's really not that far off that 1685 number. But you'd look for this to create a hammer candle, and a hammer candle is like, I don't even know. I can't find one. It's sort of like this right here, this candle. Where it comes down, tests the MA, and then reverses back and closes almost near its open. Look for that. SPC could be a good one for a bounce play today. All right, we're getting a bounce here. I got my daily call, guys, so I'm going to have to mute for a couple minutes again. I apologize. Otherwise, I'd have to end the stream. But I figure muting's better than ending, so... ZM holding in that range while QQ's drop 5. Yeah, so that's the thing. So ZM's now holding while everything else kind of falling off. WKHS, probably a good bounce play if you can catch the knife, if you will. Let me take this off and put M back over here somewhere. I don't know where. All right, so yeah, if you could have caught this falling knife, yeah, you could play this for a good 50 cents to $1. But it's tough to catch a falling knife, man. Good luck to you on that one. I hope you make some coin. Hopefully we continue this kind of upward pattern here and break above this 425. That would be the ideal goal for this ZM, for me to be happy about staying in it, if you will. All right, guys, I'm gonna mute for a couple minutes. I can chat and text if in the chat if you need me. I can respond there. All right, talk to you in a minute. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright, so ZM, I'm liking it so far. I mean, it sucks I'm down, but I'm liking the action I'm seeing on it right this second. So we'll see what happens here. Could get a nice little bounceroo. Never know. Yeah, the market's just not bottoming. That's the big issue here. And Tesla driving all this today. DIA up half a point, so up a third. Yeah, so yeah, that's what happens when these stocks get so big that they just basically move a whole market. The QQQ is what is really driving everything right now. In terms of the stocks that we're in, for the most part, or I'm in, we just need a bounce. We just need a bounce higher than $300.50, and then we should be good because that will be a bottom at that point. Kind of like ZM. We just need a little over 425, and that will be the bottom for the day. I don't know that we'll get it though. It's very possible we don't. But if it's gonna do it, it's gonna do it in the next like 20 minutes, in my opinion. Otherwise, we just fade all day. Like SPY needs to put in a reversal here because it looks very not bearish on the intraday, but looks like it wants to test that red green or green red, I should say. Calyx kind of giving everything back from the other day. I thought about selling that yesterday. Probably should have. Oh well. Now, what would be crazy is if this stock did go red green today. That would be kind of nuts. I don't think it's gonna happen. Don't try to play that. I will sell long before that, but it does have this kind of look to it. I feel like. For me, I'm going to get out even on this, or try to. That's my goal. I don't know if it's going to happen. All right, so let's see if this can do this here. This is the moment it needs to break 425, in my opinion. We need a little market push to get it to go. And it looks like QQQ is about to go red-green, or trying to, which might, if it does get up there, it might push this. So let's see what happens between these two right now. We need a good push. Doesn't look like we're gonna. I do not own SPAQ. I don't play green to red. I haven't really. I mean, I play what I know. I know what happens. I haven't been able to sit here and say, okay, I know this is going green to red. I know majority of the time this kind of sell off goes green to red, but for today it did not because the whole market pulled. But I can't say that for anything else. I'm going to learn that because obviously we got to make money the other way too. So that is on my list to learn, but I don't know those moves yet. So no, I do not play them. They probably work the same way though. I can tell you that much. But this SPAQ, you gotta buy it and then forget about it. That's kind of how you play that one. I won't play it though. All right, Docu looks like it might go red green. It's going up again, trying to. If that does, that will send ZM a little bit. Also QQQ, if that stays above here and kind of goes up, breaks that 350 mark, that this will go. But I don't know if that's going to happen yet. So let's see where we get here. Because there's a lot. So think about this for a second. So this is going to have a lot harder time going up this time around because there's so many people that bought up here and are getting screwed now and they're trying to sell. So that's what causes this sell-off. I should have known there was going to be a bigger one based on how much the stock was up, but I thought I saw 430 support here, and that's why I played that. It is what it is. All right, so QQQ is kind of making a move now, which is good. Should translate over. SPY's making a move. Docu's making a move. Should translate over into this. If it does not, that concerns me a little bit because that tells me that there's way too much selling and people are not interested in this stock right now. Because in theory, this should run in parallel now to these to an extent. I have Docu on the other screen, so you guys can't see that. If it's selling, if it's not going up when it goes up, but it's selling when it sells, then that's when the other one's selling. That's an issue, which is what it's doing right now. So I might get out of this soon. I'm down 2.5%, I think. But again, I'm sized in pretty big at this point. I'm actually sized in more than I'm comfortable with. So that's the unfortunate part is, and I did that to myself. I knew I was going to do that with this trade. I wanted to do that. It was on purpose. So you got to accept the risk with doing something like that. And if I was in normal size on this, I would not be not stressing it. But I'm not really stressing this because I'm going to take a loss. I already know that. But I'd not be. So here we go. So QQQ, it's going to test that 350. It broke through, it looks like. That's good. SPY is making a new high. So we should be moving on this. We are not. That concerns me. Let's see if it's just a little delayed. I am going to sell this in a second if this doesn't go. Because this stock, it's going to sell off hard, I think. All right. I am going to take my loss, I think. Come on, man. You're really not going to do this? Bounce. Come on. I might give it a little bit longer. But seeing how SPY's bouncing here and QQQ, we either need Docu to go red-green or this to actually move. I just don't see it happening. I think we're going to have to get out and take the loss here at almost 3%. Unfortunately. Oh, here we go. Now the volume's coming in. There we go. Still, though, I just didn't like it. It didn't look good for a minute there. Whoa, what happened with AMD? I think that's a misprint. That might be a misprint. Oh, no, Facebook did it, too. That's weird. So all of a sudden, we're getting these big surges in these stocks. And that's why ZM did what it did. But it's not enough, guys. It's not going to be enough. So I'm going to probably take this loss. As much as that pains me right now. Bummer. Bummer. I thought for sure this was going to go. I'm watching the tape real quick. Just to see if it's going to show anything. So I'm at like 2% loss now. It's holding nicely. But it's going to sell again. It's still kind of going here. Let's see what happens. Like I said, that 425 mark should do it if it's going to bounce more. The games we play in stocks, the mind games, take the emotion out of it, and this probably is an okay trade to stay in, but I'm oversized, so the emotion is in there regardless, and that's my own fault. Someone, there is volume coming back in a little bit, green volume at that. AMD's bouncing nicely, Facebook's bouncing nicely. A lot of bounces going on, so we could see the light at the end of the tunnel here, possibly. Let's see what happens. I'm hesitant to not just take this off here. 2% loss. Right now, this is at the mercy of the market, unfortunately. I think this might just go sideways like this all day, so you got to sell at the highs and buy at the lows and try to make your money back or something like that if you wanted to. There's no real support now. The support is 410, obviously. You can see it bounced off that. You don't want to see it below 416 at this point. That was the recent low here. In theory, this is going to make a stair stepper all the way up, right? And if that's the case, this 416 is probably the number. Just gotta see here what it's gonna do. It looks. Also, if you look at Docu, and I'll bring that up on here so you can see it. It's kind of doing the same thing, and I think ZM's waiting for Docu to make a move. If Docu can get red green here, well, this will go. It's just, I don't know why this is hesitating so much. This last spike should have done it, and it didn't. So that's the only concern I have. And you start to overanalyze things when you're in too big, which is what is my issue at the moment. And I did that on purpose. Like I thought I was very confident on this play, and that could be due to me doing very well the last few days, which is fine. But see, we're going back towards highs here on QQQ. SPY's at highs on the day almost, and we're just kind of ranging. So why that is, I'm not sure yet. I want to see this Docu go red green. That's my ideal scenario here, because like I said, that sends ZM. Like if I hadn't gone size and I decided to go in now, this would be great risk reward, because you're risking $10 to make what, 30 or 40 maybe, if it gets a nice little spike. I don't see this closing down 8% today. I really don't. I see it closing down 4 to 5%. So this should have 3% up. Yeah, SPY just broke higher today. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying like this is ranging right now, and it's not taking on what the SPY is doing or QQQ at this point, which is why it's concerning. So if Docu goes red green here, if this gets enough, which looks like some volume's coming in now, hopefully it goes, we should see a little movement on this. Yeah. So I'm giving it a little bit longer. I'm in this trade longer than I usually like to be. These trades happen usually really fast. Out the gate, we should have been down and then back at here within 5 minutes. That was my goal on this today, and it didn't happen. So I added, and then I added again here on this, and I was still, kind of too high. I should have waited on the second add. So it is what it is. Just wait and see. SPY is making highs, QQQ is making highs, Docu and ZM sitting here doing nothing. We got Pins making a red-green move right now. Hopefully, we'll see. This looks like it is the bottom here. If you were in this WKHS, that should be the bottom for the day. So that was a good buy. I saw someone buy that a little bit ago. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing cool out. You're exactly right. This is doing nothing wrong. right now. I'm just saying the correlation between this and QQQ and SPY should be pretty close at this point, and it's not. So that's the only concerning thing. The chart itself, yeah, looks great. As long as it breaks this in the next upswing, yeah, we're good. Let's see what happens here. Now, there's a really good chance that if it does break that, we're gonna get a good spike up, and I'm gonna sell into it just to break even, or try to, or get close as possible. And if it dips again, I may consider rebuying, but I don't. It's kind of a thank you for letting me get out situation, and I should just probably move on. So let's see what happens here. Little volume would certainly do this some well right here. If we could get this morning volume, like this little spike volume here, we would be good. 200,000 shares going in as it breaks 425. That would be cool. Not like 1 3/4% right now on the position. Getting a little pullback on the markets, and this is reacting to the pullback. So well, it was a good run. This is gonna be probably my first red day in a long time. I could probably make it so it's not by trading a bunch, but I don't know if I'm going to do that today. Yeah, bounce here on TM. Otherwise, this will probably sell off. Oh, you know you want to. I love that I cheer on stocks now. Yeah. Stupid thing. Selling off a little bit. Yeah, 416 breaks, and I think it's donezo, guys. Trade. Just as a FYI. I may get out of that. I think I added a little bit at one point. I may get out of that shortly here. And that would be break even. If we get a nice move here, I'm going to watch. So I think I rebought at 419. Yeah, 419. I added a little bit, just a small amount, but I may take that off just to be just to lower my size, because like I said, I am in too big here. Do boo boo. All right, so we're looking okay. Still hasn't broke that 416, which is good. Problem is this docu's hanging on the edge here. I feel like it needs to really go. Otherwise, because docu and ZM are more connected than QQQ and SPY are to ZM right now. I feel like, which is dumb because ZM should be the leader, not docu, and docu seems to be the leader right now going into earnings. All right. So I'm out the small amount of shares that I bought at 419. I took a little bit of a loss on those, very little. That was mainly just to get out on those shares. I might, if I just don't want to be oversized in it. So if I can eliminate some shares without losing that much money, which is what I just did, I'm going to do it. Teeing up orders to get rid of the rest if needed here. If it breaks 416, I'm probably out, taking the full loss. Let's see. So we got sell. Let's take a look at this here. Okay, so 36. My first ad was at 436, which is terrible. Look at SPY go. QQQ's starting to go. Yet here we are, sitting, ranging, doing nothing. I am down 3.5% after I sold those other shares. And I am right on the day for closed positions because of WKHS and this one. Yeah, not pretty, guys, but it is what it is. It happens. I'm not too concerned. We've been on a run. And we still might get a move here. Let's see what happens. Sorry, I was reading the email. Right. Free shakeups is no free lunch. Yeah. You get a little overconfident sometimes, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm not mad about losing money. It's, it is what it is, part of the game. Kind of keeps you humble, gets you in line, hold on yards. Yeah. Margin call is not good. I got to take this call real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever gotten a margin call. I won't get a margin call. I can't get a margin call because I don't trade on margin. That's just one rule I have. I trade with margin, in the sense that I don't have to wait for the funds to settle, but I don't trade the margin money, if you will, above and beyond what I have for cash. Just my own little rule. So SPAQ is moving here. It looks like a little bit. It's a good one. DraftKings fading like crazy. That's unfortunate. Down on that one. I thought for sure we were going to get back to highs today, which it looks like we got close to, open here, but then it just faded. I have a feeling someone's shorting it. There's a big group, if you will, shorting it, newsletter or something like that. So that should bounce. I'm not too worried. We're ranging on the ZM still. Stupid stock. I feel like I'm going to be stuck in it all day waiting for the move, or it's going to fade and I'm going to lose more money. I don't think we're going to get the bounce I'm looking for, unfortunately. Look at the sell-off on QQQ right now. Nice little drop. SPY's on the way down. Yeah. So I say I don't use margin, but I do, in that sense. I just don't use above and beyond what I have available in cash. If that makes any sense. All right, not a good day out there today. A lot of red. Could have made some money on WKHS, lost money on that one. Looks like we're gonna lose money on ZM here. Gonna have to take a loss on this soon. Testing that 416 again. If that goes, this is done for sure. So I'm at like a 4% loss right now, basically, if I were to sell at that 416. Give or take. It held. For now. That's interesting. So that 416 has become kind of a support level at this point, intraday. So Daki is kind of like, this is interesting. I wonder if these are setting up for reversals. I don't know. I'm overanalyzing it again. Just keep it simple. Oh, cool. All right. I couldn't figure out how to get my other screen up here with the thing. Sorry, that makes no sense to you guys, but I'm having some issues with the streaming software. I hate it. I'm not a big fan of YouTube streaming software. It's very confusing in terms of like I can go live from my broadcasting software, but you can also go live from in Google once you have the stream key set up. So when I go live from one, I had Streamlabs, but they charge money for streaming to YouTube, so I just didn't want to pay it because I wasn't sure if I was going to do this a lot or not. I don't mind paying it, I might, but I was using what am I using? What the hell is this called? I don't even know. XSplit is what I'm using. And it works. And it works fine. It's YouTube setup that I don't like. It's not the streaming and broadcasting software. Because I need to see the dashboard for seeing like who's watching, like concurrent viewers, and not that it matters. I would do this regardless, even if I had one viewer. But it's nice to see like actually people are watching. Like we started and we peaked at 16 people at one point concurrently. And we've been pretty much averaging 8 to 10 for the last whatever. You can? I have Streamlabs. I didn't think you could see that. Hold on a second. I'm pulling it up just to see. Actually, I don't know if I'll be able. Yeah, I can. Dashboard. Oh, well, you click. Yeah, you can. So if you click dashboard, it brings you to the web page. So it's essentially the same thing. There's just not something built in to. Yeah, I may switch to Streamlabs. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, this was easier. I'm sure there's a way that I'm just missing it. I haven't messed with it too much. It's just kind of like go in and go live and be done with it. Yeah. Yeah, I may subscribe that and try that at some point. We'll see. I do have it installed and set up and ready to go if I wanted to, but oh man. All right, so kind of slow. See, now this docu's picking up a little bit. Look for this to go red green. It's very possible. If it does, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets back to highs, which will also send the ZM. So that is welcomed. We'll see what happens here. Apps. I was looking at buying some apps at 23 today, honestly. Looks like it would have been a good buy. Almost $2 a share. Or it would have been $2.50 a share if you sold it. If you top ticked it, obviously, and bottom ticked it. But even if you pulled $2 from it, that would have been nice. I thought that sell off was excessive right here. Those are good moves to catch if you can get size on them. All right, this looks still promising. We are in this like kind of range here, this 424 to 416 range, just back and forth, back and forth. So looks promising. See what happens. 2.5% loss at this point. Oh, nice little spike. That could be because of this. And like I said, here goes the green red. Nice little move on Docu, which causes this to move. Which, if this can get through here, this 425, we're in business for a bounce back. Let's see what happens here. Nope. Rejected again. There's a lot of selling up there at that range, so yeah. Actually, it's funny because I thought about doing that. And every time I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that, I'm like, nah, it's gonna break out or break down, and I should have just, traded the range. So like you would sell here, right? To trade the range, expecting it not to break this, but I'm feeling it's gonna break this though. 425, there's a huge wall, just as a FYI. Not huge, but it just got pulled. It got pulled. So this was being manipulated a little bit, and that's why the correlation wasn't there. But now that this is moving, this is nice. It's real nice. I'm gonna look to take some off in a little bit here. I'm not gonna push my luck on it too much. Yep. So I just got out. I will rebuy here if needed. ZM buy. So I took like a 2% loss, a little under 2% on that. And I got an order teed up to rebuy it if needed. Because there was no follow through really in Docu. Well, maybe there was. There was a couple dollars. But I'm okay with the loss. Even if this gets back to where I could have broken even, I'm okay with taking this loss at this point because I messed up the trade. I went oversized, and for what I did, I am not down that much. I am down enough to the point where I probably won't recover it on the day, but if I really tried, I could. And I could sell one or two other stocks to recover it. It's just, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to force it to be a green day. As much as I want it to be a green day, I'm not going to. Yeah, no, I think it's going to pull a little bit. It should. Just, I'm thinking if we get a SPY or a QQQ pull here, we should get a pullback. And if it retests 425, you could potentially add back. See what happens. I don't think it's going to go red green. I'd be shocked if it did. But I've seen weirder things, I'm not going to lie. I'm happy to be out based on how much I was in. Let's put it that way. What I could have done too is sold half of it and just sat on the other half. So now I'm going to look for some stocks that may bounce more. Let's see. I'm not seeing much on my charts here. Because it looks like we found the bottom for the day. Just in general on the market, I think we hit the bottom already and we're reversing. Of course. So here, if I had waited, I would have gotten out even, basically. But, like I said, it's okay. Not a big deal. There will be another trade in this today, I have a feeling. I just gotta wait for it to set up. I appreciate you guys watching. A couple of you guys are on here constantly, so that's good. Others are in and out, depending. Boy. And the volume's coming in now on ZM too. To think, if I had just waited, bought in this range, I would have been in the opposite position, but I could have missed it here too. So it's the risk reward that you take when you're doing these trying trades, second day pegs. Not too worried. Who is messaging me? Let's see. Just responding to some Twitter stuff real quick. All right. So let's take a look. What could be a good buy right now? Let me look at some older ones that I've dealt with. Hal being one of them. I used to trade this one a lot. Looks like it's kind of ranging. Let's pull that up on the bigger chart here. I wonder what that SPCE is doing, by the way. Let's check that out real quick. SPCE. This could be a good one here, guys. You could almost go along SPC here. I'm going to wait for a dip. If we get one, I'll buy it. This could be a really good one to buy. So the reason being is if we look at SPCE, we got a nice bounce off this MA, a test and bounce. Look for the reversal. This may take a day or two to reverse, but if we go red-green today, that's really bullish. So I will wait for a dip back to 1680, hopefully. Retest that, and if it does, then I'll go ahead and go long. Okay, let ZM consolidate maybe around 425 is what I'm thinking. That would be ideal for the next leg up. Let's take a look here. Let's look at Hog 2. This is another one I traded a few times. Oh, looks like we missed the shakeout here yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed at myself for trading this one so poorly. And the reason is I went too big too soon. And that's my own fault. I should have waited. Which one did you buy this morning? SPC? Alright, I just went long SPC. I don't think there's a bounce or a dip coming before it goes red green, to be honest. Or it's going to touch red green, dip, and then go. Just a starter position on that one. Room to add a ton. Like, don't chase it. like I just did. Wait for a pullback if you can. I just wanted to get something started on it. Oh, 1650, that's a very nice buy. Very nice, my friend. Meanwhile, I'm in at 1710, I think. Do. Alright, so this should test 425 here, hopefully. I want to see more consolidation, though, more so than just straight up. See what Docu's doing. Yeah, it's gonna test red green again. So that coincides with that 425, I think. So if we get a 425 test, we'll get a red green test, or green red. Okay. Do. I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit slow today. It's kind of, we had to dip off the morning, and then I think we go sideways for a little bit. Kind of make like an inside day candle on the indices. But we'll see. Alright, so Docu just went red. But I wouldn't put too much into that. You should see a bounce here in a minute. Alright, I started back into ZM just a little bit, guys. Not even anywhere near the position I was in before. Just to test the waters a little bit. Tight stop. Nothing crazy, like I said. I'm not even going to tee up a sell order because that's how little it is. I'm actually teeing up another buy order. If it dips more, I'll buy more. All I'm basically doing on ZM for the rest of the day is going to buy dips and sell spikes. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to nip away at what I lost and try to get even. That's the goal. No size really. A normal size position, like a swing position, if you will, is what I'm playing at this point. I could go size. And make it back faster, or in one swipe, two swipes. But I don't like forcing trades as it is, and that's kind of forcing it. Well, I'm kind of forcing a trade at this point when doing it this way. So I'll look to get like $4 to $5 a share on a spike. And then just sell out and Wait for the next dip. And we may not even get it. I mean, this may just sell off. $125 test coming. Ugh. $125 held, which is nice. So again, I'm looking for a couple dollars to swipe and move on. But right now, I'm not seeing much here. Looks like it might retest 425. Bummer. It's gonna break too, probably. Nope. Held. So far. Doesn't help that the market's the QQQ is selling off right now. But nothing you can do about that. Once the selling lets up a little bit, if this keeps holding at 425, which I can't see it. There's a lot selling at 425, so either someone huge is holding it right there, or once they realize they're not going to get through it, they'll let up all their bids, and it should shoot up a little bit here, back to 428 in no time. If it holds. If this seller exhausts, though, which they probably will, based on how much it's selling right now. A lot of selling going on. Alright, looks like a little bit of buying happening. It's weird action. It looks like this is going to bounce here, based on the tape. But like I said, someone could come in with a huge order and just wipe out 425, which tends to happen on these stocks. Yep, there it goes. Yeah, someone wiped it. Where they pulled it, one of the two. No hold there. That sucks. I was really wishing that 425 held. That would have been a good number. I mean, it still is going to bounce here, don't get me wrong. I don't see this going down much more before it bounces. Anyone got any questions? Any stocks they're looking at? Like I said, usually when we're red, it slows down a lot. Things are great when everything's green. You're taking profits. You're watching your account grow whole 9 yards. When it's red, it's not as fun. But it happens. You got to take the ups with the downs, guys. That's the name of the game. And right now we're going down again on ZM. Oh, man. I did sell ZM. I sold ZM at like 427, I think. But I'm back in ZM now, looking for a bounce. I started a position back into it. So, oops. Why is that giving me an error? Shit. Oh, I just added to my ZM again. I may be a glutton for punishment here, but I think this is going to bounce. Oh, doesn't help that the indices are selling off. That's unfortunate. That seems to be the name of the game today. I've re-entered twice. I don't know what my numbers are. Hold on a second. My average is 425 right now. So I am down, but not terribly. And my position size is a lot smaller than it was last time. A lot smaller. I added to my SPEC day trade just now. Oh crap. I did not do that right. Crap. Ugh. I messed up that trade. I did add to it though. I just added too much. Way too much. Alright, so we're bouncing a little bit on ZM. Again, I'm only looking for like $3 to $4, $5. It's not much, guys. Like 1% or 2. Just looking to nip the loss a little bit at a time. That's all I'm looking to do. Gain back some money and move on. Yeah, I screwed that up. So I have to do that. Hold on a second. I gotta fix my trade here. Alright, so we're bouncing, 425 break. Yep. We're getting there. A little bit at a time. 426. Nice bounce so far. I'm surprised my software let me place that buy on SPCE. That was a complete mess up. I had the complete wrong number in there and it went through still. It's weird. I mean, I'll take it, but I wanted a little bit more on ZM. Thinking like 428. I'll probably take some off there if it makes it. Let's see. We get a little bit more out of it. Looks like we might be able to. There we go. Beautiful little move here. Alright, I took a 0.5% on that ZM trade. Mainly because I think I can get my average lower. Obviously, this does not make up for the loss. I will keep at it though. If I keep doing that and keep making a percent, or a 0.5% to 1%, and I do 3 or 4 trades, I'll be close to what I need to be at. Not ideal to scalp like this, guys. I'm just trying to make it a little better, that's all. I mean, realistically, I am not down that much today, guys. Especially on that ZM. I'm down under about $600, 675 bucks. That's it, which is nothing when you think about it. How much I was in and how much it went down and where we got out. So I'm happy with that. I'll take that $600 loss any day of the week. But like I said, I'm still gonna sit here and try to get it, get more. So there. So we're looking for another dip here, maybe to 424 to re-add. I'm going to be a little cautious on this re-add because the markets are pulling too. So there's the 424. That would have been my entry there. I should have probably placed an entry there, but it's all good. Or a starter. So that's what I'm doing with these. I'll do a starter, and I'll add if needed to get the average real as low as possible for the bounce. But that wasn't enough pullback for a bounce, really. And with the QQQ going to lows here almost, it's getting close. I'm just, makes me a little nervous, so I'll wait. No need to rush it. Like I said, I'm happy with the $600 loss if I take it. If not, I'll try to get some of it, more of it back. Not a big deal. How am I looking on this? So what I'm going to try to do here. All right. All right. I may stop streaming here, guys. There's not much going on. Like I said, I'm just going to scalp the crap out of the ZM today. SPCE, hopefully we get a nice little bounce here going. I'll sell my ad at 1720 just to lock in some profits and then let the rest ride through the red green, hopefully move that we get. Yeah, that 424 ad would have been nice right here if I got it. Well, unless there's questions or anything like that, I'm probably going to end this thing shortly here. We've been averaging about 1.5 to 2 hour streams, which is what we're at right now, but right in the middle of that. So I think that works. Show you the morning, show you that, hey, the setup works, but doesn't always work. But if you can catch the bottom here, you're good. I just got caught in this up here, with too much size, and if I had waited and got in here, we would be a lot better. So it is what it is. It happens. Lesson learned. The move still may happen. This thing, I mean, it would be crazy if it did, but this could still go red-green today. I doubt it. I think we'll get to 440 maybe, and it fades a little bit. Like I said, this was down 8% at one point, 9% I think. I see this closing at about 5% down today. And then what we do is we wait for the bull flag to happen on the daily here. So there's a nice touch of the lows. And see if it can make a little flag going in and go from there. But yeah, I'm going to scalp the hell out of this thing. Take some coin on SPC at some point, and hopefully DKNG comes back at some point too. That one's kind of a bummer. I added to that this morning and nothing happened. So anyways, all right guys, well, I'm going to sign off, and I appreciate everyone watching. We'll see you I don't know when. Next time I see a good setup, I'll go live. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.